It's already painful enough as a long-suffering New York Jets fan to witness the New England Patriots bask in another Super Bowl championship, especially with them having the most improbable, luckiest comeback ever in Super Bowl history. But it's even a more chilling thought to admit that the New England Patriots may actually go 19-0 this upcoming season. Please don't make it happen. Please don't make it happen. We and the rest of the NFL world are hoping all the way that it will not happen. I'm hoping that this is a jinx video, that when you look back in February when the Super Bowl is over, that I am so categorically wrong that I will then comment on this video and laugh at myself for being so hilariously wrong. But after the Falcons improbably blew that Super Bowl, Bill Belichick, Bob Kraft, and Tom Brady truly have gotten a new surge of confidence to the point that the offseason moves that they have made have arguably given the Patriots their most talented, deepest roster ever, and how they have their eyes set on righting the wrongs of 10 seasons ago, because this is the 10-season anniversary of when they were on the verge of going 19-0, only to be stopped by the Eli Manning, David Tyree, Giants defensive line miracle show. That performance saved us all from being engulfed in annoying, smug, brutal Boston, Foxborough sports fans ever, and how they would put 19-0 in our faces. Now, for the well-dubbed portion of this video, of course, it is a nearly impossible task to go undefeated in an NFL regular season. There's a reason why the 1972 Miami Dolphins are still the only team to be able to do that from the first game of the regular season all the way to the title game in both the pre-Super Bowl era and Super Bowl era in the NFL. It's an incredibly impossible task. But that still didn't stop the Patriots 10 years ago from becoming the only 16-0 team in regular season play in NFL history, the only team to be able to become 18-0 in a season that includes the playoffs, and be right on the verge of having the greatest season ever in NFL history. And if there's one franchise that truly believes that they are destined and have the work ethic and strategy to go 19-0 in a season, it is indeed the New England Patriots in their smug ways. And the reason why the Patriots have a legitimate chance of righting the wrongs of 10 years ago and having the greatest season ever of 19-0 is the off season that they've had in preparation for them being in training camp right now with their most talented roster ever assembled. Just look at the offseason move that the Patriots have made. They were able to get Dwayne Allen from the Colts after Martellus Bennett bounced and left to go to the Packers, so they continue their two tight end monster with a healthy Rob Gronkowski back on the field. Then they were able to re-sign Deron Harmon to keep that intimidating middle of the field combination that him and Patrick Chung have at the safety position. Then they were able to sign Stephon Gilmore away from the rival Bills in the division. When it seemed that they signed Stephon Gilmore to replace Malcolm Butler, as he seemed he wanted more money on his contract, they were able to keep Malcolm Butler and not trade him to the Saints, as was rumored, for Brandin Cooks. But they were able to get Brandin Cooks in a trade from the Saints to give Tom Brady his most talented receiver since Randy Moss. Sorry, Dante Stallworth, you are a good colleague, but you would even admit that Brandin Cooks is the best receiver that Tom Brady has had besides Randy Moss. And then the Patriots offseason continued to get even more beautiful for them and more scary for the rest of the NFL, When it seemed that they would be losing their defensive signal caller in the middle of the field, Dante Hightower, to free agency, just like with Malcolm Butler, they were able to keep him and get him a new deal. Then with LeGarrette Blount being disgruntled over his contract money and how they weren't going to pay him the salary that he thought he deserved, they went and acquired the perfect running back for their system by getting the Bengals' backup running back, Rex Burkhead, who was clearly third string on the Bengals behind Giovanni Bernard and Jeremy Hill. This guy is tailor-made for the Patriots system and could be their best signing this offseason. And in their further quest for perfection and mortality, Belichick certainly was going to solidify and bolster his defense. Besides signing Stephon Gilmore and being able to bring back Dante Hightower, Malcolm Butler, and Deron Harmon, Belichick was able to acquire Coney Ely in a trade from the Panthers on the same day he fleeced Brandin Cooks from the Saints. Then a few days later, Belichick was able to sign Lawrence Guy from the Ravens, who had become such a productive force for Baltimore. And then Belichick was able to re-sign another key contributor on his defense by bringing back Alan Branch. And then to top it all off, to find another way to devastate Jets fans once again, Belichick signed David Harris, who had become such a heart and soul and leader of the Jets defense the last few years, because Harris wants to get a ring, and he sure as hell won't be getting any ring anytime soon with the Jets franchise. Belichick was able to secure his services to make his defense arguably the best defense that he has had since the early title-winning days. And honestly, from a pure talent standpoint, they may even top those terrific, fundamentally sound defenses. And to devastate division rivals once again, Belichick was able to sign another former Bill to the Patriots roster by obtaining running back Mike Gillislee and adding to their already formidable, versatile backfield. It is without a doubt in my mind that the Patriots have both the deepest offense in the NFL as well as the deepest defense. They are 2 or 3 deep across the board in every position, even probably in the water boy position. They are that deep. And it's something to be said that they are that level without the significant coaching advantages that they already have when they have the greatest coach of all time on their side and who demands excellence and preparation from the rest of his coaches every single year. Now, I wouldn't big up the Patriots' chances of going undefeated if they weren't in the joke of a division that is the AFC East. And I wouldn't big up their chances of going 19-0 if they were in the NFC. I truly do believe that they would have been no better than the 5th best team in the NFC last season, and the Falcons showed in the Super Bowl how much more superior the NFC is to the AFC. So the Patriots are lucky that they play in the AFC, and almost as lucky as they were that the Falcons produced the most epic collapse of all time to give them the momentum that they have towards this season. Plus, the Patriots have a difficult schedule, at least in the first half of their season. They open against the playoff-tested Chiefs. Then they have to travel to New Orleans to face the Saints in the Superdome, always difficult to win at. Then they play the Texans, Panthers, and they're at Tampa Bay, a tough 3-game stretch against 3 teams from the South who will have their own Super Bowl ambitions. Week 6, they're at the Jets, and despite the Jets being a laughingstock who wants to tank for a top pick in next year's NFL draft, the Jets always play them tough at MetLife or in the past at Giant Stadium, outside of the butt fumble game, of course. Then week 7, they have the Falcons in the Super Bowl rematch when the Falcons come up to Foxborough, who will be desperate, of course, to get revenge 4, choking that Super Bowl away. Then week 8, they play against the Chargers, and no matter if the Chargers have half their roster on IR, like it seems every year they do, they always will play any team tough, as Phillip Rivers is a threat to any defense around the league. Plus, then in the second half of the season for the Patriots, they're at the Broncos, and then they're at the Raiders back-to-back weeks. How formidable both of those teams are, even if the Broncos may seem like they have to play 50-year-old John Elway as quarterback, and how the Raiders secondary still has a lot to be desired to show if they are able to close the gap between them and the Patriots in the AFC. Rest of the schedule is just AFC East cupcakes and the Steelers, who the Patriots have owned completely in the Belichick-Brady era. But despite the near impossible task it is to go 19-0, both Bill Belichick and Tom Brady have desired for that to occur since trying to get revenge on the NFL for Spygate 10 years ago, and with how they were oh so close to obtaining perfection immortality. They truly do believe that this season, in the back of their minds, that they could obtain that 19-0 that they were just denied by a few plays. With how they have moved all in on their roster, with how active they were in the offseason like never before in Patriots history, of bringing back their free agents that they seemed on the verge of losing because of them wanting maybe a little bit too much money, only for them to do uncharacteristic Patriots things and bring them back. They have 19-0 in the front of their minds, even if they want to have it fully in the background and not even discuss. I hope it doesn't happen. We are all praying it does not happen. But I'm preparing all of us now. It really could happen. Despite the near improbability of going 19-0 is, and how difficult the Patriots' first half of their schedule is, we could be talking about them being the greatest team of all time when it's all said and done, when Super Bowl hits in February. It really may happen. For TYT Sports, I'm Andrew Jones, and may this video serve as a jinx, and that the Patriots then turn to go 0-16 for the upcoming season.